This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Retromania!
Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Why do you say it's Thursday?
Because that's when it's posted.
God, you ruin everything!
Get him out of here.
That's it. Security.
Tony.
Tony,
Hey, Tony!
we need security in here.
Need you rough this guy up over here. I don't have any fucking Italian words for the day. I'm sorry.
Haven't been watching Mini Sopranos?
Pasta fagioli.
Well, it's podcast day.
Whatever that was.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 47, Go Go Corporation. You may have noticed that we started calling episodes out by numbers. It was just a decision that I decided to make. It had no relevance to anything whatsoever. It just feels better to call episodes out by numbers. So, welcome. We're going to be talking about the first 3 seasons of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers franchise. We've got our resident
Game Store
guy back again for his second Retromania. What's up, Brian?
What's up, nigga?
he provides goods and services in exchange for
Favors.
monetary gain, I think.
Yeah,
That's what he does.
That's probably what he does.
Pretty much.
So he sucks dick for money.
Favors of monetary and sexual nature.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
This is going to be one of the more knowledgeable ones for you.
Oh, thank God. Not that I don't like Batman, but Power Rangers.
Yeah. You guys can't see it, but we've got a treasure trove of Power Ranger collectibles. You can go ahead and follow us on Instagram and see all of the things that Brian owns as far as Power Rangers memorabilia. I loved this show, and I was already like older, so like Power Rangers weren't supposed to be a thing for me, but I still dug the shit out of them.
See, I will tell you, I was old enough that when Power Rangers came out, I absolutely judged it and looked down on it like a motherfucker.
Look at these pieces of shit.
I thought I was king shit. And Power Rangers was just shit.
But you came around.
But yes.
So you were the king of them.
Yes. I was the king of the Power
He was the Power Ranger.
I was the exactly.
Let's get on with the nerd news because we've got a ton of it.
This is NCP News. All news, all the time. Join us as we report the latest in the nerd universe.
Disney Plus.
$69.99.
Nice.
They fucking knew. They knew what they were doing.
Fucking, and like, what came out of left field for me was that they acquired The Simpsons
Yeah.
exclusively.
Yeah.
So
And they merged with Fox now, right?
Yeah,
So
uh-huh.
that makes sense.
Would you call it merging, or would this owned by Disney? I don't.
dissolved
Yeah.
into Disney.
Absorbed.
Yeah,
Just like an
was
amorphous
it's,
blob.
It's
just-
like that South Park episode where Cartman and the Trapper Keeper combine and then start steamrolling through town and pulling everything into it.
Yeah.
I love that episode. I don't want to win. Trying to keep it to be over. That shit surprised me because I was like, nah, I don't think I'll like. I mean, those prices are dope and they're good and all that, and I mean, $70 for a year is not bad at all.
And then
Is it
see, it's
$7
$7.99 for monthly.
$6.99
shit.
monthly, and so like I'm like, I'll wait, until for a couple months to see if it did the thing. But then they acquired The Simpsons, and then Loki, and then WandaVision, and then
Which, by the way, is a fucking stupid title.
Yeah.
What a dumbass
WandaVision.
title.
you
WandaVision. I know. We'll just put the two names together, and then it'll be WandaVision. Get it?
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
And then what else did they have? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And the crazy thing is that because Disney has this dick stranglehold on all of these properties.
Wait, a dick strangling something else, or someone strangling a dick?
No, like the dick.
The dick is around.
Okay.
the
the dick is around the throat.
I felt like we needed to
clarify
that.
But they've got that stranglehold on all of the actors for all these Marvel films. They're like, we're just putting you into TV series, so here you go. So, Hawkeye.
Bettany.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
And I love
Elizabeth
Paul
Olsen.
Bettany. I think Paul Bettany is amazing.
Yeah, him, Elizabeth Olsen, Tom Hiddleston, fucking,
Well, and that's cool too, because that's something that, in the early 90s or any time before then would not have been a thing, because
Absolutely
TV
not.
for a big actor was looked down on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was something that you did while trying to get to the top.
Yeah, like TV was the stepping stone to movies.
Exactly.
And now it's all just one big medium.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing to see that, like, you could just be like, hey, you're a big movie star, now you're just going to be on TV for a streaming service, and it's not a bad thing anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, because you see Netflix with crushing it with all their original
Movies.
shows. And
Yeah, you're not the B League anymore.
they're even like Netflix is like making their own fucking anime and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of Netflix's anime sucks dick. There's a lot of dick going on.
Devilman is really good, but
I
Gamer
saw
Girl was
I
okay.
saw
I like that Neo Yokio too.
I saw Baki, and that was straight trash.
that's the one where they're all like bodybuilders and they all got like 10 packs. And
Yeah, and like it's like this
So it makes
underground.
It
sense.
sounds like more dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to channel that Ippo show, the one that's all about boxing. It's been going on forever.
Speaking of new shows or whatever, I saw the first 3 episodes of Black Summer.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even watched it. Is it good?
It's fucking dope. It reminds me a lot of Dawn of the Dead, the way they shoot their angles and stuff, like the cinematography. And like there's a lot of like silence sometimes, like not silence but like scenes without music in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they're more intense, just like how Dawn of the Dead used to do it.
Yeah.
Like there's this one scene, and it doesn't really spoil anything, but this chick, she gets run over by a truck, right? And so her boyfriend like goes up to her, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, like I'm just gonna leave you here. There's no way that I can do anything with you behind me," right? Zombie outbreak is like just starting, I think, and like everybody's getting crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just a minute of her hyperventilating until she dies.
Wait, what was that one called?
Black Summer.
Okay, that's not the one. Okay, I was thinking there was a. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
In my head.
But yeah, so like it's pretty dope. Like, and it's a really diverse cast. Jamie King is in it. I totally recommend it. I think it's pretty dope if you like zombie movies.
Word.
It's a great series.
Remember how they were gonna do that big reveal for the name of their streaming service?
Yeah.
And then it
Disney
they
Plus.
God, why are they so bad at naming things?
I don't know.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna reveal our name. It's Disney Plus."
Because they own everything else.
Yeah, they don't have to do
They
anything.
don't have to worry about good advertisement. They're making money anyways.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
They could have just straight up called it Disney.
Yeah.
Disney Stream.
Here you go.
They could have
Disney.
called it "You're gonna watch this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
The
you.
big
you'll pay
dick
for it.
energy that they got, they could have called it Disney Flicks or something.
Yeah.
They don't
With an
care
X.
at all, dude.
Oh yeah.
Red titling and everything.
Fuck you. You'll
Just
pay
a
for
different
it.
font. Just a different font.
They don't fucking care, dude. They got
Or
the
just
monopoly.
reverse the black and the red.
Mm-hmm. What else we
So I finally saw Us,
Okay.
and good
Careful,
Lord.
Justin might think you're stupid.
Sorry, Justin.
Justin thinks a lot of people are stupid.
He's not wrong, but
Weird sense can eat a dick.
that was a fucking awesome movie. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
loved
great.
it.
Especially
Just
in the
like-
bottom part when they're doing the dance and they're like fighting, but like
Yeah.
it's got the theme song
Dude,
going.
the
God,
stuff,
so
the
good.
shit that got to me though is the stuff that you don't expect to happen. Like, can I mention stuff here?
Yeah, go for it.
So that scene where the other set of doppelgangers are in Tim Heidecker's house.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was great that he was in it. Tim and Eric.
Well, I mean, that's when I thought, like, holy fuck, we got a movie.
But
because when that popped
scene
up, I was
where-
like, shit.
where the twin girls come out and they're talking or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, we'll celebrate," and then just out of fucking nowhere, the two doppelgangers are just there, and they just fucking murder.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sound.
It makes you
There's
wonder
no
about the
build-up
other
to
one.
it.
I can just see Cole going, oh, it's kicking off now.
Oh
my god, oh
And then they just do that like a lot throughout the movie. Like they just when the main black daughter is getting chased by her doppelganger by the car, and she just ducks, and there's no sound. She just it's silent as she ducks down. I was like, fuck.
I think movies that have those those moments where there's no build up, there's no score swelling, or it just boom.
Yeah, I mean they're confident. They're confident.
Well, especially also though, I mean, even just the lack of sound is so weird for us because we are used to having that score constantly in the background, giving you
lack
that
of sound.
It hits harder. Like it hits harder when you don't have that music. And
when there's a lack of music, you know that there's that totally changes the tone.
I think I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine.
That's kind of why that scene in the bunker works so well for me when they're fighting, but the doppelganger is like dancing ballet, and the one's like actually trying to fucking kill her, but it's playing the rendition of "I Got Five on It," but from the trailer. That's why that scene works so well, is because you go a lot of the movie not hearing any music or any
and the
score
way they
at
play
all.
that song too, they play that but that's the only part of the song they play, and then they leave it to the fight, and then they play that part again.
It's amazing. That I think that's cool. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Oh, it's
it's definitely, you need to watch it.
Yeah. So weird sense.
You also saw Pet Sematary. I did as well.
What'd you guys think?
How was it? I have not had a chance. So
what do you think about it? I have feelings.
I don't know, because I remember in the original. I haven't seen the '89 Cemetery for the longest time, but from what I remember, the child that dies is Gage.
Yeah, it's the little boy.
But in this one, they have the little girl be the one that dies. So I was kind of like, hey, wait a minute, what are you guys doing?
They play with it. I mean, I don't know why. I think the trailers work against this movie.
It was very just kind of meh. The only part that I thought kind of redeemed it at first was when he brought her back and she came back and her face was just all her eye was all fucked up.
Her eyes were,
she's laying in bed and she's like, where was I?
Yeah.
I kind of just went, oh, fuck, dude. But, and then, after that, it just kind of, I was like, I don't know. I just am very indifferent about it.
So, this is how I feel. The first half of the movie is fantastic. It has a stellar first half.
Oh, yeah.
The tone, the tempo, everything about it is really, really good. I don't know what it is, but so we went on a whim. We were gonna go last weekend, but we ended up not. We were working on the house, and so what ended up happening was we got the super cool reclining chairs.
Oh yeah,
I think for $6 each,
right, okay.
on Thursday. So I was like, fuck it, let's go, And it was just us in the theater, which was kind of cool. But this movie it's very creepy. I think the idea of this movie is scarier than the actual execution.
Yeah.
The first half works really well because it works really... It works on the idea of losing a child, which is horrifying, And they do a wonderful... I felt like that whole scene was done really, really well.
When she actually gets hit?
Yeah, with camera angles and how he's walking down the tanker and he sees the mom collapse and everything.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it was it was really fucking
my
good.
only gripe with that whole scene though is the lack of any blood whatsoever.
Well, you got to imagine that's a design, or that's a choice that someone made where it's like, are we going to go like full Hereditary and like show
not even
a fucked up child?
Well, not even on the girl itself, but like anywhere. Like not on the road, not on the tanker.
I think there wasn't there blood on the road?
There was some on maybe where the mom was and like on her hand, but
I got to imagine I don't really want to say I'm disappointed with that because that would make me sound fucked up.
Yeah.
But I think that was a choice by someone where I was like, yeah, we're not going to go that far.
That's really funny.
I think
which is funny because considering the way that the movie fucking ends, the movie does not end how you... I didn't read the book, so I don't know how the book ends, but the movie, I've heard, diverges.
Well, and
like,
that's really funny because my whole research project is on this martyrology that's got nothing but just gore and body parts all over the place and no blood.
Really?
That was actually one of my favorite scenes is at the very end when can I like
I personally liked it.
Say something about it?
It's up to these guys.
I mean, it's a spoiler cast.
Yeah.
We always
say it all the time before you play it.
Well, and I'm like, granted, it sounds like the end. I can't remember the ending to the original one, but basically, everyone except the kid in the family gets died.
It's fucked up
and gets brought back. Gets brought back.
It's fucked up. Like the dad puts the baby in the car and says, "Hey, I'll be right back," because he's gonna go save his wife. Little does he know that his wife's fucking dead, and the little girl's like, I don't know how the book is, but the little girl's like dragging the mom to the cemetery to revive her, because and it ends up where the father dies, and then it's all three of them are they're fucking revived demons, and they're walking towards the car, and the kid's in the car.
Well, the kid looks out of the car and sees the house is on fire.
Yeah.
And then he looks out the window, and they're all three just walking towards him, and the dad has like a gas can in his hand.
Yeah.
And then he just goes right up next to the car and just like looks in the window, and then the movie ends.
Oh. Well, it ends with the chirp of the car. Like the car's unlocked. Like they're going. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
I love that scene though.
Yeah. I don't like the little girl. I think that she did, like I said, she does really good in the first half. And then like when she is revived, she does the creepy thing with the eyes and everything like that, and she's all pale as fuck, and it's really good.
Oh,
but like when she goes murdering people, I'm like, this is
that part when he wakes up though, and she's dancing in the dress that she was buried in.
Yeah.
And then John Lithgow was fucking great in that movie.
Yeah.
Like I loved him.
I thought it was a great movie. Like I said, I feel like it was more of a sad film, and that's what Angela said too.
Yeah.
Is it's more, well, she said it first. She's like, I'm just fucking sad. Like, yeah, I just thought it was a sad movie, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what they were going for.
Yeah.
But and they probably the best parts of the movie are how they go into the mom's backstory with Zelda.
Oh yeah.
And it's fucked up. It's horrifying. Like, have you read the book?
Ages ago. But...
So the mom is like scarred because she had a sister that had a really fucked up spine and bone structure and stuff, and she was inside, like she was bedridden her whole time, like her whole life, right? And her parents would leave her at home to take care of her, to take her food and stuff. Right. But she was absolutely fucking terrified of her sister because she's all contorted and fucked up,
Yeah.
And so there was this dumbwaiter that he
couldn't get anything right. Like the food was cold. Like
she was always and the parents said, "Hey, don't use the dumbwaiter because it's broken. It's not going to work." And so she would occasionally, and it would work. But there's this one time when she sent the food up, and Zelda didn't know that the food wasn't in there, and for some reason she fell.
No, she sent the food up, and the food, I think it might have made it up, but she went into the dumbwaiter, you heard this crash, and she thought, oh god, like she fell down, and she opens the dumbwaiter door, and the food fell down, and then she falls down on top of it.
Oh, damn.
It's fucking horrifying. Yeah. Like, that's like one of that, and when she goes in the bathroom, and like the mirror is kind of like, she's like having a nightmare, and it's like the door to the cabinet is the door to the dumbwaiter.
Or after the daughter dies and she goes back to her parents' house to stay, and it all starts over again.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's like I said, I feel like it's the idea of that movie is way scarier than it actually really was. Like
It
finding
wasn't
sour
so much
ground.
like a scary horror movie. I just thought it was a decent, like, well put together movie. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't like the whole little like the little girl just fucking kick her.
That fucking cat. Dude.
Just fucking kick her.
That's what they should have done to the cat.
Just fucking arcade her ass, like RKO,
Yeah.
just boom,
Out of nowhere.
KO out of nowhere.
just fucking kill him.
Speaking of homages to old horror movies, the American Horror Story new season.
1980s.
Mm-hmm. It's called 1984. It's an homage to old slashers, so that's gonna be cool. Speaking of trailers,
Oh boy.
yeah, we got the Joker trailer, and boy howdy,
Dude, that laugh was so great.
It was
so good.
It's a great. It looks like an awesome descent into his character.
Yeah.
Like they didn't throw any kind of like what am I trying to say? They didn't do like. It's not like a comic book story. Like it's a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is just a simple movie that has this character in it. It has nothing to do with the DCU or DCEU or anything like that. It just flows, and it's like everything from the dim lighting to the like.
It's very dark. It's a very dark trailer.
Yeah, it really is, because like all of these
thematically and
absolutely, like all of these bright colors are all very gray in them.
Yeah.
Like they have like, you know, all the reds and the like whites and all that stuff. Like all the colors pop out, but like they have that tinge of
Like
gray.
it's almost like, you know, looking back on it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a vintage sort of
yeah.
feel.
And I mean, with Scorsese behind it, bro, you can get the fuck out of here with all of that shit.
I mean, like I'm reading The Room. We're all pretty excited.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't excited about this movie.
of course,
I
not.
was not.
About
I'm sorry.
Joker?
I wasn't at all. Like I saw the first teaser that we had that had was it Rolling Stones playing?
Yeah.
Fuck. I was like,
No,
yeah.
it wasn't Rolling Stones. It was something else.
Was it?
The something.
And I
Brothers.
lie. I don't know. It's a good song. And I'm like, okay, you know, I like the vibe it's putting out, but I've been lied to before.
Yeah.
DC Universe.
The Guess Who. That's who that was.
Oh yeah.
I've been lied to. It's the same thing, and you know, it's striking some similarities with the Star Wars trailer that we're going to talk about. I've been lied to.
Yeah.
I don't really know how I feel about it.
But I mean,
Until this trailer came out. And now I'm 100% in. Like,
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
Like, I sat there, I watched the trailer on my phone at work, and I was like, meh, yeah, that looks really good. And then I went home and watched it with Angela, and I was, like, noticing little things, and I was like, I didn't really notice, like, the almost kind of, like, horror vibe that it put into it.
absolutely.
And I was like, I looked at Angela, and I was like, I can't fucking wait. Like, holy shit,
Like
it looks
it definitely
really
seems
good.
like a psychologically driven descent into madness.
Can't
and,
wait.
Oh, I'm so fucking stoked.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Like that scene where he's shirtless and he's like kind of dancing and you can
Yeah.
see his like ribs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like all that shit was just it's I'm
And
super
his
stoked.
little laugh in the comedy
Oh.
club. It was like, I was like, yeah, dude.
And I
He's
like
doing
how
it.
they don't really have any like you said, Eddie, any ties to like anything, because the Joker didn't really have a canon backstory.
No, he doesn't.
I mean,
No.
I would not be remotely surprised if they don't even mention Batman in this movie.
Yeah, and that's kind of
You
like
know?
that's kind of my hope. Like
He shows
Me
up
too.
though.
Me too.
Isn't
Does
it
he?
Bruce Wayne? It's a lot of people are saying that Bruce Wayne is the kid behind the bars that he does the little smile thing with.
well, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I haven't seen any evidence
I mean,
that
if
backs
it's
that up.
if it's
but
subtle, I'm cool with that.
yeah, like
But,
I don't want it to be like one of those things where it's like, oh,
here
here
comes the
Nick
Joker,
Nolte.
and then all of a sudden Batman's there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
not only that, but like I want no mention of any of the other villains. I don't want a mention of the Riddler.
It's Joker's movie.
Yeah, it's like his movie. I want it to be all about his.
Isolated.
With
Yeah,
anybody.
be isolated.
Like throw Batman like at the very end, but don't even show him. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the Joker's out. Better call Batman. Like that's it.
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, kind of like a reverse of what they've done in the past. You know, where they'll tease a villain for the next movie at the end of that movie.
Exactly.
Like that's fine.
Yeah, give me that.
But
Going off of that, this movie is incredibly promising.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
It could be really
Well
good.
done.
I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think it's great. All right, well, let's go. Let's move on to the Star Wars trailer, The Rise of Skywalker.
Which I actually I have not even watched the trailer.
What?
I've been so wrapped up in writing.
Palpatine is teased. That's
Yes.
all you got to know.
Well, yeah.
That's all you got to know. Palpatine is teased
I thought
at the
you
end
said
of it.
Papatina, and I did not know
Palutena.
who Papatina was.
Palutena!
He's
Palutena.
Papatina is Tony PlayStation's dad.
That's
Papatino!
Papatina is
Oh,
the
fuck.
Papatina is the Dawn.
Yeah.
And Tony PlayStation, he's
He's the lieutenant.
He's the muscle. He's the lieutenant. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I'm really wary of this trailer.
Why?
Oh, well, just because fucking episode 9 wasn't
Yep.
what
You mean
it
8?
was.
It's
I
always
mean-
always a crapshoot. You know.
So okay,
you
so
can't take-
let's hear everyone's opinion on 8.
Okay. 8 wasn't bad. I don't think it's as bad as everybody was saying it was.
No, it's not.
I enjoyed it, but I felt like there was more.
My sole problem with 8, I went into the theater not expecting much, but my one thing I wanted to know about was who Snoke was. And then it happened and zoop, and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Like, it was all that build-up for...
Well, because remember,
Nothing.
Oh, hey, look
remember,
at look at Snoke, and he's gone.
Because remember, like, you know, after the movie, after the 7th, like, that was a huge thing that they were, like, they were driving that conversation of, like, oh, the mystery of Snoke.
And everybody
And then-
had their own theories and shit.
And then this movie comes along and goes, it doesn't matter, he's dead now. So
He's dead, and you're like, okay, well, what about Rey stuff? And you're like, oh, man, Rey and Kylo, they having a serious conversation. Okay, Kylo, parents were trash. Parents were poor. They had nothing. You lying, you son of a bitch! Like, tell me something I want to know.
Okay, but I think that that's actually the direction that Johnson was trying to go. I think he was actually trying to go the idea that Rey is just a nothing child. Like,
Dude.
like she was born with force powers of incredible amounts of force power, but I think that she was just a nobody. She was just kind of like she was in a way like the Luke of these films, where it was like, okay, Luke's kind of just coming, you know, he's just great. He was born great. He, you know, like working off the shonen anime thing, like that. I equate everything to fucking anime.
but the thing is, though, is
Well, he wasn't technically born
he
great
wasn't
either.
he wasn't born great either.
He had to go
but
get trained.
Look at his
Exactly, but he had like dormant powers, is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Okay.
like
But his
he
dad,
didn't know.
His dad.
Well, yeah, but at the same
Wait,
time,
who was his
I
dad
don't know.
again?
I don't know. Some
You're
dude.
right. You're right.
Some guy that
Like
left
that.
to go,
No,
No,
his
his
way.
some guy
his
that left to
dad-
go get
his-
cigarettes and never came back.
his dad was Snoke.
There you go.
So,
Theory confirmed.
Like that's like the whole you can say that they were like trying to deviate from that thing, which is all well and done, but at the end of the day, like so many Star Wars fans are gonna be like, no.
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I'm just trying to say is like everyone has like a bloodline, and I think that's what Rian Johnson was trying to do is like, hey, you know, this is the vibe that I'm throwing out there, that even a trash dweller like Rey is something great, like something great of a Force user.
I think they
see,
have
and
that.
I think the whole intent was, you know, to tease that, but really have it be kind of a callback to the original trilogy, where she really is related. I mean, I feel like that's the whole point of having her be this this unknown parentage. I mean, I disagree. I think that's exactly what they were doing.
Really?
I do. I think that's exactly.
I mean,
what
the
he was-
title of this movie pretty much spoils it.
Yeah.
She is a fucking Skywalker.
I mean, that's.
so
I feel like that's
who
exactly
Skywalker
what
is
they
she
were doing.
though?
Who did the dirty?
It's got to be Luke.
It's gotta
Be
be
Luke.
It's probably Luke and Leia.
Incest, baby.
Maybe.
Right, yeah.
What you were saying, Cole, I think fits more of Finn's storyline. He's a nothing.
I don't give a fuck about Finn. You know what,
He's
dude?
black.
Fuck that guy. No, like, he's got...
Racist.
This is a tangent for another story, but it has nothing to do with the fact that he's black. I just don't fucking like him. He's got this, like, air about him, how he's all like, I'm in Star Wars now, I'm the big shit.
Wait, so you're talking about the actor then?
Yeah. No. Oh, not only that, Finn also fucking sucks in the movie, too. Thanks for going to the casino for the entire fucking movie, jackass. You're literally in the worst fucking part of the
He
entire
has
movie.
an addiction.
Has to go.
It's... oh, my God. I like
BB-8
Jedi.
was the
I
one
like
with
The
the
Last
addiction.
Jedi.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's...
That fight scene was good.
It's got
great.
It's got the best shot, like cinematography talking. It's got the best shot of like lightsabers going. Like, it's fucking cool as hell.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest scenes ever, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Like
There's just so much
it's
shit.
it's a good movie. It is a good movie. It's not like all these fanboys are talking like because that's just chapped asses because
Well,
they don't get to see what they
But
want to see.
And here's the thing, like with fanboys, it's one of two things. It's either too much like the original trilogy, or it's not enough like the original
See, that's why I
trilogy.
like The
And
Last Jedi.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You're never going to replicate exactly what the original movies brought. Like,
Yeah.
it's never going to be exactly like that again.
Well, I mean,
And
that hate
here's
was being brought on upon all of the people saying it was like, it's the best Star Wars film since, the Empire. And I'm like, you're fucking insane if you think that this movie is anywhere near the quality of Empire Strikes Back.
My rebuttal to people that are like, it's the same fucking thing as the original series. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You're just repeating the same shit.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Well, so here's
Exactly.
I know, right?
Isn't that what
but
you
Give me what I want.
Here's what my rebuttal is to that. This is for a new generation that either A, has not necessarily seen them or is not necessarily
You're right.
familiar
It
with
is.
them. It's a rebirth of the universe for a whole group of people that may not have that base in the original trilogy.
You hear that? You hear that? Fucking original trilogy dick riders.
Cucks.
Fucking. It's not for you.
I don't know. Like, my main issue that I had with 8 is, like, the liberties that he took in terms of, like, altering this shit that you can do with the Force.
He as in, you're talking about Luke or...
Johnson,
Oh,
the
okay,
director.
Okay.
Like, Leia, no oxygen at all, Superman flying through space to go back.
That was a bit weird.
yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
doesn't work at all. Like
Like
to
you-
quote
like
the
you
late
couldn't-
fucking Han Solo,
has
that's not how the Force
She
works.
has force in her.
You couldn't have
Go
somebody...
fuck yourself.
you couldn't-
That's what I say.
You couldn't have somebody go save her or something that makes
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah.
more
Well, when it
sense.
happened, I was
know?
sitting in the theater. I was like, okay,
This
because
is how she
fucking
dies.
Carrie Fisher died,
Yeah,
and I'm
Which,
like, okay,
by the way, when I watched the 9th trailer, it kind of flipped me out for a minute. I was like, "Well, Princess, I thought."
I teared up.
I was
I'm not
like,
gonna lie, I
well,
teared
no,
up.
What's stupid is that, like, I was like, "Yo, I thought she died in the last."
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
wait a minute.
and
No,
it
she
was
died in real
it was a
life.
great send off too. To just kind of waste that is ridiculous.
I agree.
It just felt fucking stupid. And then this isn't a Force related thing, but like hyperspace traveling through a Star Destroyer, like I get it and it's cool. It's like it's really fucking cool, but it doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
I always believe that when they're doing that type of travel, they're going into like a different dimension and traveling through. No, you're just going really fast. Really, really, really fast. And that just makes no sense at all once you think about it, because it's like, okay, you're going really, really fast through like asteroid belts and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Why couldn't you have? Yeah.
Traffic would be fucked up. You know what I mean? I just
Also,
and then-
why couldn't you have just done that to the Death Star in the first place?
no shit.
By the
No
way,
shit.
Can I just say one of the saddest things for me, like one of the things that really legitimately makes me kind of upset about the difference between the old series and the newer movies, is just how they removed that beautiful old hyperspace,
Yeah.
like the Starstream.
Yeah.
Like, that was I'm like
Yeah,
That-
that's
that's
synonymous.
That's one of the
that
the
is
old-
Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, and to have that missing, it's not bad. It's fine. It's fine. but at the same time,
You're 100% correct, though. This is Star Wars for a new
I'm
generation.
super nostalgic for that, and that makes me legitimately weep a little bit.
So there's two other issues that I have with the movie. The fact that we couldn't tell Ray. Dameron. Poe Dameron.
Oh.
We couldn't tell the star of our fucking fighter fleet. We couldn't tell him the plan.
See, I was gonna say that. I was like, Poe got played in the theater. I got played, man. I was like, when it happened, like, how did it happen? Did they like knock him out or something?
Yeah.
Like when it happened, they started talking. I was like, you could have told me, man.
Why? I just like I'm trying to. I've watched that movie a dozen times. I can't fucking figure out the reasoning on why Leia and the purple dressed lady couldn't fucking tell Poe Dameron what the plan was. Like why? You could have just told him. It was so simple. But no, like...
Come on, you had to put more story plots in there.
I mean, but it was leading to this whole idea where it was like, it's a man, like, trying to take control. And, we need to respect the women, and they have ideas and shit. And I'm like, I don't play into that. Like, that whole idea. I think it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, women don't have ideas.
I don't play into that at all, but, like... You could have fucking told the star pilot of your fighter fleet what the fucking plan was.
Exactly.
Just gonna say.
Your ace. Like...
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with Luke dying, like I went into this movie thinking like Luke's gonna die. No way. Like there's no way he's walking out of this. He's gonna die fighting Kylo, whatever.
With the whole trailer of no one's really gone, is he really dead?
Well, no, and that we'll get into that in a second. But I just feel like I just didn't like it. Sorry, it's just Star Wars bias. I didn't like how he's force projecting himself. I'm like, you're taking liberties that
Hey, how many times did I get played in that movie?
Anyways, the new movie, it looks good. I think it looks great. One way to revive your fan base is to bring back an old villain.
Yeah.
Bring back old hero, man. Got Lando in there.
Oh my god, yeah. There were two moments in that trailer where like I genuinely teared up, and it's when Leia showed up. And when Lando. Was flying the Falcon and Chewie's in the passenger seat, I was like,
"Ooh, old Billy D!"
I was like, "Yes, dude, yeah, fuck yeah!"
Welcome to the cool side of the pillow.
I'm Billy D. Willie, and I fly this while drinking a tall Colt 45. Speaking of Star Wars, we got some new game info.
Ooh,
what is the game called?
The Fallen Jedi.
It takes place right after Episode 3 with the whole Order 66.
I'm actually looking forward to this.
Very cool story idea.
All 5 of us need to buy this game.
Very
and I'll
cool.
tell you why. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say it's a very cool storyline. Excited for it. I'll wait until it's actually out because I will get it.
Yeah.
How many times?
I think what really draws me to this game is that there's no multiplayer.
No microtransactions.
And no microtransactions.
100% single player.
Yeah.
They've been reiterating those points a lot this
which,
week.
of course doesn't revive my faith in EA, but I mean, it's
not.
definitely a step in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like, I
guess how long can you be the butt of the joke before you finally go, oh, fucking, God damn it.
You would be surprised with EA. Like, you really would.
Well,
like, they're still fucking up
quite
to
a
this
long
day.
time.
Because, I mean,
let us not forget about Anthem.
Yeah.
Anthem just came
Lest
out.
we forget.
Lest we forget. I'm just saying, like, what was it, like Battlefront, the first Battlefront? I was all over it. Like, me and Weird Sense and his brother Dane, we killed that game. We demolished that game.
Talking about the first remade one.
Yeah, the first remade one. Yeah. The second one I didn't really even touch. Like, I didn't even buy it or anything like that. Just
really?
because
it's good.
Is it?
It's fun. The campaign was good, and just the more plethora of heroes. That's what drew me into.
It was fucking tainted by use of the fucking shitty 1, 2, and 3 movies.
But wait, isn't that what EA screwed up on with the second Battlefront? They were like,
"Oh, is that what are you talking about?"
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 was. That's what I'm trying to say. Is it was tainted.
No, saying like, so didn't they like they kind of said that they were like no micro no pay to win stuff like that. But then when literally less than a week, days before the game was actually out. All characters were blocked by like an in-game currency that took weeks to get the
just
character.
to get one.
And you're like,
it was bad.
So yeah,
what?
no microtransactions, but
You gotta grind super hard.
It's the same thing with the new Assassin's Creed. They made it incredibly tedious to level up, but it's like, hey, guess what? You know, $14.99, you get an XP boost, and you can fly through the game the way it's originally made to go. It's these things, and that's what gives me hope for this game. And to go back to my point, what I'm saying, all 5 of us need to buy this game. We need to imagine this game coming out. Imagine this game as long as money is going towards it. That's all I care. Imagine that this game comes out and it is one of EA's best-selling games of the entire year.
I
It
can
is a
see that.
single
I can see
player,
that.
no transactions, no multiplayer, no nothing, just 100% video game. And it's one of the best-selling games that they've ever... ever had.
Sounds really good, but I just kind of scoff at the thought of EA actually doing something like that. Like,
Okay, but it's being made by Respawn, and Respawn has a lot of integrity. Like
right?
they have some metal to their name, in my opinion.
That's fine. Who was it in Battlefront 2? It was obviously EA, but it was
DICE.
DICE. Yeah, DICE came out with an apology and was like, "Look, this is not how we planned it to be."
Okay,
and you're like,
But
wait, you are making like you're looking negative, Brian. Mr. Cole here is like, shut your mouth, okay?
No, I hear you. I'm just trying to say, like, if it is what they're saying it is, and we've been lied to before. EA's a bunch of fucking shysters.
I have news on that front.
Okay.
There's a group I'm in called Dark Dragon
news.
Triad. Eddie, I think you're in that, aren't you? Someone just posted they're already starting pre-orders of Fallen Order.
Yes, they are actually.
oh wow.
And there's a gold and a deluxe and a premium and all this. Like, there's all sorts of stupid shit for it.
But I wanted
November
to
15th.
mention that
That's what is expected.
this is going to sound like bad news, but it's going to turn out to be good news because Mortal Kombat 11 has microtransactions for cosmetic items.
Oh
Nice.
right.
But those cosmetic items don't actually give you stat boosts. Which
Exactly.
Is,
Yeah,
which
they're
is
simply-
10 times
Yeah, that's
better.
why I'm saying
Simply
like
cosmetic.
they're
Don't
going
do an injustice route.
Yeah.
they're going the Overwatch route where you can just you can
Which is fine.
Buy
yeah
stuff
no
to
that's
brag
totally
rights.
fine.
Why doesn't anybody do that?
Yeah.
Like,
But even in Overwatch, you can't just buy the stuff that you want. Like you just buy the
Yeah,
boxes
still-
and you
yeah,
might get
still
something.
loot.
I don't know. There's a bunch of things that I really like that like were kind of soothing to hear. Like the fact that it's not being made in the DICE engine, is being used in Unreal. I really like that. The fact that it's being developed by Respawn, the same people who made Titanfall, stuff like that, and it looks really good. It looks really good.
I'm excited. Like I'm cautiously excited.
But the first word that comes to my mind is promising. But promising has a little bit of a dirty connotation to it when you realize who's publishing it.
Right.
And I'm trying really hard to ignore the fact that it's being made. It's being published by EA. I really have to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Everybody
level
has
of
to.
healthy skepticism that
They
you have
Don't
to have.
fucking pre-order it.
They published
Don't.
Apex Legends though, did they not?
Yeah.
And that game is a huge hit.
so
Anyway, I'm sorry.
story-
I totally jumped in. What were you going to say?
Oh no, I mean that was all I was saying.
I'm just saying, please, out there, do not pre-order this game. Be excited. Seriously, be excited for it. Build up hype for yourself if that's how you go about video games. But do not pre-order this game. EA needs to know that they have a lot fucking riding on this game. And if it comes out and it does gangbusters, that's really good.
Gangbusters.
Yeah.
So the story is about after episode 3 with the whole or 66, right? And you're playing the Jedi,
Yeah, so you're playing as a Padawan
right?
and who was being trained before Order 66, and now everything's gone to shit and everyone's hunting you down. So now you're basically playing as like he kind of seems like a bounty hunter type, maybe.
No, I just think it's cool because wasn't it the exact opposite storyline of Force Unleashed? You played as a Padawan for the bad people
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
Order.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, and they're just like everyone's hunting you down, and he's like going. I like the idea that he's like going through the motions. He's like, I can't show my power at all.
Yeah.
And that one guy's like falling down into, it looked like a Sarlacc pit monster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, I can't fucking show that I am a Jedi. You know, I think that idea is really cool. But
so, yeah, let's hope it's something
Good.
worthwhile. Yeah.
So I came across this on Steam the other day, and it's just the things that, first of all, let me preface by saying that the past games that I've seen being published by Square Enix are really, as Cole would say, chapping my ass, because you've got that Left Alive game, which did horrible.
yeah.
And then this game that I researched and read about that is just a kick in the nuts. It's called The Quiet Man.
Oh God, you're just barely hearing about the Quiet
This just
Man.
came up on my little news feed on Steam.
Yeah.
So
God, the Quiet
for
Man.
those of us that aren't familiar, what I was reading about and watching, I watched like 4 different like YouTube streamer personalities. They're like, yeah, this got gifted to me in a Discord, and Jesus Christ. So
Yeah.
it's this game where you play a guy that's like, you know, I don't know the whole story, but you're like taking revenge on some people.
Yeah.
And the fighting, first of all, is like, I was watching these videos of this guy. He's like, you fight, like, I don't think it's the same character models that you're fighting over and over again. I think it's the same exact people, because they don't change.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a lot of clipping. He's like, but the thing that gets to me is apparently when you play this game the first time, you're deaf, so there's no audio.
What the
Ooh.
You hear vibrations and stuff like that, but there's no audio. And then they have the audacity to go through and say, yeah, but if you play through this game, you can play through it again with the audio.
That's
Like,
not an incentive.
It's a really
what
bad
kind
fucking
of
game,
bullshit?
What a slap
Is
in the
that-
cock.
And it just makes me mad because it's a Square Enix game. Like,
Yeah.
What?
They're just gobbling up IP.
Who in their company is like letting all this shit come out? Like,
Right.
I don't
Like there's
get
just
it.
some guy that has total power now, and
Like,
he's
and
just like, yeah, no,
it's-
bring it in,
it's-
bring it in.
It's the thing that gets to me though is it's a really cool idea if you can make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think this from what you're saying, it sounds like this game's
like
pretty
this guy
rushed.
was saying. So like it's basically, you know, it would be cool if like because it switches from FMV to CGI, which I think can be all right. But he says there's absolutely no audio. Like he's saying maybe if there were cutscenes involving your character,
Right.
that you wouldn't hear, but all the other cutscenes you could. No, nothing.
That's
Absolutely
ridiculous.
nothing. So you're just sitting there like playing this game. People are like talking and they're like just mouthing words out. You're just like, well, I'm not actually deaf, so I can't fucking read lips.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it sounds like they just didn't want to spend money on voice actors.
Well, they did. they
obviously
had
they
to
did.
because
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
second
right.
playthrough,
That's right.
you get the audio, like as if that's some sort of bonus.
Yeah.
Like
That's right.
this company that I have loved for not recently, but you know, it's fucking Square Enix, and then they just pump out this garbage that it's like really.
I
Like,
mean,
who greenlit this?
I wonder.
Who greenlit this?
I wonder if, you know, it was just one of those ideas that was different enough that they were like, oh, this is going to be some crazy benchmark.
Yeah.
And it was just a complete and utter misstep.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
But
I feel like that's how a lot
Yeah,
of
no,
games
like the
that come out
videos that I
later
was
do.
watching for it, like yeah, the fighting was just looked atrocious.
oh,
Like,
really? Ugh.
Like
No,
it's
it's-
like the
it's an
same
all-around
the
bad
same fight animations like over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing changes. Like the same knockout animations, and it's just like
Horrible story. Like doesn't
Imagine-
respect the player like at all.
Imagine
no.
doing a kickflip over and over in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That's what you're doing the entire
which,
time.
I mean, I'll do that. Like I'll give a
Sounds.
fuck.
I mean,
more-
how
like,
else
more
are you
fun.
supposed to, you know, raise your score while you're just sitting there on a
Yeah,
fucking...
exactly.
Gotta get that heel flip.
Yeah.
Gotta get that dark slide.
So now it's time for the topic of the hour. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We're doing the first 3 seasons because, let's face it, the first 3 seasons are really the only important
Else is
thing.
garbage.
I mean, Zeo and Turbo were dope, but after that, don't even Don't even bother. So we're starting with season 1, which is from 1993 to 1994. The first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is an American television series created by Chaim Saban and Shuki Levy, which began transmissions on August 28th, 1993 on the Fox Kids network.
Sounds so badass. Begin transmissions.
Like they fucking send it off to the galaxy. And
Yeah.
They beamed it down. Like,
Into the minds of the children.
The fictional series follows events in the lives of 5, later 6 teenagers with superpowers who were chosen by the wise sage.
the wide
The wide
says.
says.
The wide says.
The wise sage Zordon, voiced by David Fielding, later by Robert Manahan, to become Power Rangers in order to stop the evil Rita Repulsa, who was portrayed by Machiko Soga, and then later on by Carla Perez, voiced by Barbara Goodson, and later on Susan Brady, from taking over the planet Earth. The first season included 60 episodes and concluded in its initial airing on May 23rd, 1994. The first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers uses footage and elements from the Super Sentai series Kyoryu Sentai Zyu Ranger.
That's what I was gonna.
Fuck, I'm proud of
I was
you.
gonna. That's what I was
That
gonna
was a hard
mention.
name.
Because I remember hearing that like everything else, was made in America, but when they are actual Power Rangers and they're fighting, that's all taken from that Japanese series.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Remember, you gotta they recruited teenagers with attitude.
Yeah.
And then when I was a kid, just as a little bonus thought, when I was a kid and watching Power Rangers, for some reason I thought that when they morphed, like they turned into robots, because whenever they got hit, sparks would fly out. Like they're robots. They're robots.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
It's kids. The series takes place in the fictional town of Angel Grove, California. On an exploratory mission, 2 astronauts discover an extraterrestrial container referred to as a dumpster as a result of its smell, and breach the unit, inadvertently releasing the evil alien sorceress Rita Repulsa from 10,000 years of confinement. Upon her release, she and her army of evil space aliens set the sights on conquering the nearest planet, Earth. The wise sage Zordon.
Gordon.
Gordon. Zordon, who was responsible for capturing Rita and also being enemies back on Zordon's homeworld, Eltar, later becomes aware of her release and orders his robotic assistant Alpha 5 to select 5 teenagers with attitude, quote unquote, to defend the Earth from Rita's attacks.
Like, I just like that that's what he specified. Teenagers,
with
but make
attitude.
sure that they have attitude. I don't want no teenagers that don't have attitude. Don't you bring me no fucking library.
I don't want no
hey,
soft-spoken teenagers.
Don't get me no fucking
I don't want
honor
no,
roll students.
Yeah, exactly. Give me the fucking ones hanging out at the mall.
You
Let's-
got an honor roll one. Now I think about
yeah,
it.
Billy.
he kind of did.
Billy was not attitude
No,
whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess Alpha 5 fucked that one up.
Sure did. The 5 teens chosen are Jason Lee Scott, played by Austin St. John, Kimberly Hart, played by Amy Jo Johnson, Zach Taylor, played by Walter Emmanuel Jones, Trini Kwan, played by Tui Trang, and Billy Cranston, played by David Yost. Zordon gives them the ability to transform into a fighting force known as the Power Rangers, providing them with an arsenal of weapons at their disposal, as well as colossal assault machines called Zords, which can combine into giant humanoid machines known as the Megazord.
No. See, I want.
Megazord.
I so wanted it to be Billy Cranston, played by Bryan Cranston.
Can you imagine?
I mean, he was technically later. He wasn't a Power Ranger. He was
No,
Zordon.
yeah.
I am the one who knocks.
The series begins with 5 teenagers. Here, let me actually do this. So, where was I? There it is. The series begins with 5 teenagers combating Rita and her seemingly endless array of monsters, while also dealing with typical teenager problems and clashing with local bullies Bulk, played by Paul Schreier, and Skull, played by Jason Narvi. However, consecutive failures lead Rita to adopt a new method for conquering Earth and destroying the Power Rangers by attacking them with one of their own. Using her magic, Rita kidnaps and brainwashes a local teen whose fighting skills prove to equal that of Jason's in a martial arts contest held in Angel Grove. The new teen, Tommy Oliver, played by Jason David Frank.
The GOAT.
The goat. The goat.
The new teen,
Make fucking way.
the new teen, Tommy Oliver, played by Jason David Frank, passes Rita's tests, becoming the Green Ranger.
So I never really thought about it until just now, because he's the new kid in town. He came in the middle of school year.
I'm new in
My thoughts are just now like, dude, how fucked is your life like just changed? Like, oh, me and my family moved here. I'm the new kid. And all of a sudden, Rita's like, bam, bitch.
You're my evil ranger now.
Okay.
It's so 90s.
Yeah,
Everything
it
about
really
this show is
really
so
is.
90s.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. My 3-year-old randomly watches it because he sees all this stuff on my shelf in my room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's. I love it, but man, is it cringe at sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I thought this was the best, but no, it's not.
I'll still watch the shit.
See,
out of
and
it,
I used to watch it, yeah.
I think that's why
absolutely.
I never got into it, because by the time this came out, I was already 13, 14. And so for me, it already seemed a little cringy and a little kiddie, you know?
I think it's funny though, because you remember in the remake movie that came out where it took them like a while to become the Power Rangers, and then in this one they just get transported like randomly, and they're like, "Hey, this is what you are now." Like, okay, let's go. We already know how to do
Go
everything.
mess things up.
Yeah.
Remember that time where we all just magically learned martial arts? Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Entrusted with Rita's Sword of Darkness, the source for the continuance of the evil spell he has fallen victim to, Tommy comes dangerously close to defeating the Power Rangers, especially when Rita causes a solar eclipse that temporarily drains the Megazord's power. However, the Green Ranger is ultimately defeated, and the Sword of Darkness is destroyed by Jason. Now free from Rita's spell,
So, sorry, since you've paused, like, what kind of a dumbass idea is it to, like, put the thing that holds him under your power in obvious danger of being destroyed constantly? Like,
90s.
90s, bro.
just, God,
That sword was cool,
90s,
though.
90s logic.
yeah.
If there was a prop for that sword, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure there is somewhere.
Anyway,
Now free from Rita's spell, Tommy chooses to use his Green Ranger powers to assist the other Rangers in defeating the evil that gave them to him in the first place. His Zord, the Dragon Sword, is reconfigured to enable it to help form more powerful Zord combinations alongside the other Dino Zords.
As time goes on, Rita focuses on eliminating Tommy in order to regain the powers that she believes belong to her. Using a special wax that was touched by Tommy when he was evil, Rita uses a magic green candle to slowly remove his powers, returning them to her. In the end, Tommy loses his powers, but he prevents Rita from reclaiming them by transferring them to Jason, who, feeling guilt for failing to protect Tommy's powers, accepts them. However, Tommy later returns to the team when the other Rangers' power coins are handed over to Rita in exchange for their kidnapped parents.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that was.
The magic wax.
I'll give me some magic wax. Oh!
Did everyone think semen? Because I thought semen.
oh, is that what that,
That
was?
was
Oh.
the joke. With Zordon's help, Tommy regains his power and successfully retrieves the other Rangers' power coins. However, Tommy's regained powers are only temporary and must be frequently recharged by Zordon, who warns that the Green Power Rangers' powers will ultimately fail. Despite this, Tommy remains determined to continue assisting the other Rangers as long as possible.
Close enough, we're good. Yeah.
That whole first season was fucking funny. The one monster that always stands out to me is that pig monster.
Yeah.
See, now there was a pop at the store that I was gonna bring
Who?
up today, but whatever.
Actually, I remember I think it was the pig monster. He was actually voiced by Bryan Cranston.
Nuh-uh.
No
Was he
way.
really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm gonna hurry and confirm
Yeah,
it
look
real
that up.
quick.
Off to the Googles.
I think it was cool also that Tommy, when he was done with Rita, he was like, not only am I a guy, but I have like, this is my own. Zordon don't owe me. nobody. I'm my own damn person. I
Yeah,
can do whatever
yeah,
the
yeah.
hell I want to do. I don't know why he's so like overhyped about it, or just Tommy in general. But
Jason David Frank is
He
a
was a
special
cool-
kind of man.
Yeah.
he's cool, dude. Meeting both him and Amy Jo Johnson, which by the way, she hella short.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
met,
She's way
I met,
short.
I met Billy. I met both Zachs, and I met Jason David Frank and Jason, and then not Trini obviously because she died.
Rip.
But what's her name? Aisha,
Yeah.
the other Yellow Ranger.
mhm.
Yeah, I met her too.
Karen Campbell.
But no Amy
Yeah.
Jo.
No Amy Jo.
That's the dream, man.
Oh man, I had such the kid boner for her.
Well, I mean,
Okay, it's
yeah.
memed all over the internet, that whole your first crush. And if you watch Power Rangers, absolutely. What made
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have a you know those Comic-Con dollars
Yeah.
with like celebrities' faces on
Uh-huh.
them. I have a $5 one with Jason David Frank's face that he signed himself. Like that's like one of my prized possessions.
He's a cool dude. So when I went to take pictures with him last year at Comic-Con in the fall, that was a crazy day of just pictures, and there was a lot of people there too. And so I took pictures. I took 3 pictures. One with solo with Kimberly, one solo with Tommy, and then one picture with both of them. And everyone's like, "Why the hell you need to do that?" And I'm like, "For my own damn reasons, okay?"
You don't question me.
So when I went to go do it, both of theirs was first, but then the solo Tommy was immediately right after. So when you take these pictures, you go in and you're kind of in a line after seeing them because you gotta go get your picture. They print them out right there. So when I got my picture, I immediately have to run back and see where my line is. And then I went to go ask a person. I'm like, "Hey, solo pictures for Jason David Frank," and they're like, "Oh, it's right there." And I went, and I was literally the last one in that line to like get it, and I was like, "Oh, thank God!" So when I went in there, I was like, "Whoa, happy that it's there." And then since I'm the last one, I got like 10 seconds extra time with this man because no one was there.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, didn't you just come through to take pictures with me and Amy?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I had to run really quick because I was the last one in line." And he was like, "Oh, mad props for you, man. Thank you."
Jason David Frank is very fan oriented.
He is a huge fan service guy.
Yeah, I really dig that about him. I really wish he would have fought CM Punk in his first fight.
Oh God.
The nerd boner I would have had.
Oh yeah.
Like my favorite wrestler.
Worlds colliding.
Right, like my favorite wrestler and my favorite Power Ranger are gonna fight for real.
Yeah. That is the dream.
All right, so check this out. So it says here that he voiced several Power Rangers villains, including a giant lizard. Oh. So I don't know if you remember. It doesn't say what the lizard's name is, but then he says, "I'd already been there for a number of years, just as a freelance guy, and it paid like $50 an hour. You'd work 2 to 3 hours a day." So he'd been there for a while already, and then the Power Rangers came in. They actually named one of the Power Rangers after me. The Blue Power Ranger's last name is Cranston.
Oh my God! I did not know that. Wow.
That's right. So.
Huh.
All right, so now we're off to season 2, which was from 1994 to 1995.
Lord Zed, played by Ed Neal, Rita's superior, arrives at Rita's moon palace, where he takes her place and throws her into a space dumpster again. He then begins his own campaign to conquer Earth, in order for the Power Rangers to compete with Zed's monsters, which are superior to the ones Finster made for Rita. Zordon and Alpha upgrade the Dinozords into the more powerful Thunder Zords, which combined into the Thunder Megazord.
Why didn't they do that like before?
They didn't need to.
Minor threats, man. However, Tommy is forced to retain use of the Dragon Zord due to his powers being too weak to support a new Zord.
So Finster was the
blue guy.
He's the guy that made all the
He
clay.
made
Oh no,
he
the
made
blue was
the
the gray
enemies.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He
made
made
the
all the
clay
enemies.
monsters that turned
Yeah.
into monsters. The Thunder Zords were so dope. I thought the red flying dragon Zord.
Yeah.
I thought that was like fucking technology surpassed. Like I thought that shit was super ahead of its time. Like,
By the way, imagine this. Imagine Lord Zed, but instead of Ed Neal, it being Ed O'Neill.
Right?
How incredible would that be?
Oh, Rita. Make me a monster. And make it right.
He's just sitting on his couch with his hand.
He's sitting on his throne. Yeah, on his throne with his hand.
After several defeats, Zed's attack on the Rangers progressively becomes more violent. He focuses his attention on eliminating Tommy, whom he sees as Rita's biggest mistake in giving him the Dragon Coin. The Green Ranger's powers were rapidly deteriorating, but Zed's efforts had enhanced the process. He eventually does so with a special green crystal, using it to take away the Green Ranger's powers. Because green.
Who would have known that the Green Ranger's only weakness is green? The crystal also powers up Zed's Dark Rangers, but when Tommy smashes it, the Dark Rangers' powers are transferred back to the regular Rangers. Nevertheless, Zed finally succeeds in taking the Green Ranger's powers, which Rita later uses to empower Tommy's clone to battle against the Rangers before reclaiming it once more.
That's 90s.
Right? Total 90s.
Clones!
Following the loss of the Green Ranger's powers, Zordon and Alpha create in secret a new White Ranger to aid the other Rangers in battle. The White Ranger is revealed to be Tommy, who in addition receives a new Zord, the Tiger Zord, and also becomes the new leader of the Power Rangers, replacing Jason.
I don't know, man. I saw a video the other day where, the White Ranger took off his helmet and it was John Cena.
Bum-ba-dum-bum. Bum-ba-dum-bum.
By the way, if you haven't seen the interview that I posted with Chris Van Vliet with John Cena, that interview is the shit.
I didn't see that, but I did see the Gold Dust interview at that one event. That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was so great. So wasn't the whole point from earlier in the season that they couldn't fix the Green Ranger?
Yeah.
And then they fixed the Green Ranger by
turning him into the White Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not only that, he becomes the new leader. Tommy was such a fan favorite. He swung his dick so big that they were
David Frank swinging.
They were like,
so big.
all right, this is you.
That's the thing, though. That's what I'm trying to There's not a logical pinpoint of why he was a fan favorite. He was just so damn good at it. I think it was just because he was his own person.
Yeah.
Not saying that being a part of a team was bad. It's just that you changed it, man, and it was good.
That's what his dick looks like on your shirt. It's just, it's just another leg.
His leg's right there. It's got two.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there you go.
Swinging them dual dicks.
By the way, that would be the coolest fucking cosplay on the planet if you could make that.
If you could make
Vitruvian,
a dual,
Like a half
a
green, half white.
The Vitruvian.
Might as well go as Lord
Ranger
Draken at that point, but
Well, not even that. Just like the costume with half green, half white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Down for that.
During the Team Ninja Trials in Angel Grove, the Rangers become friends with 3 teenagers from Stone Canyon. Rocky DeSantos, played by Steve Cardenas, Adam Park, played by Johnny Young Bosch, and Aisha Campbell, played by Karen Ashley. During an ensuing battle with Zed and a magical serpent, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha discover the Rangers' identities, and, having been entrusted with their secret by Zordon himself, the 3 newcomers become allies of the Rangers.
Yeah, and out of the 3, man, Rocky, Bosch, man, that guy, he's cool too. He's a cool dude. You got it. I want to go, and I never did because I was too young. I was still a teenager in Texas. But in Texas, Pasadena, Texas, it's a Comic-Con, but it's straight Power Rangers.
What?
And it's called Morphicon. Yeah. And literally almost every single Power Ranger goes to it.
That's dope.
And it's insane. I'm like,
this is totally off topic, but I saw this on Facebook the other day. There's only 3 cities announced, and none of them are anywhere near here, but there is a live Letterkenny show.
Yeah, dude. yeah, I saw that.
God damn it, I want to go.
Later on, Jason, Zach, and Trini are selected to represent Angel Grove in the World Peace Conference in Geneva, Switzerland, and the Rangers are faced with the task of finding replacements. In order to transfer the powers of the red, black, and yellow Rangers, they must find the Sword of Light, which is located on the deserted planet. Zed pursues them across the galaxy in Serpentina, his massive personal Zord, and destroys most of the deserted planet. Serpentera runs out of power before being able to finish the Rangers, and they return to Earth safely with the Sword of Light. What a fucking moron.
Dude,
check your fucking gaslight?
come on, man. Come on. Dude, he's putting in more work than Rita ever did. Come on. Blowing
What kind of
up
mileage
planets.
does that thing get?
Yeah, no shit. Zordon then chooses Rocky, Adam, and Aisha to replace Jason, Zack, and Trini as the Red, Black, and Yellow Rangers, respectively.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Why wouldn't 3 random teenagers be chosen to go to the World Peace Conference in Geneva?
Right?
You know,
Switzerland.
Why not?
In Switzerland.
90s, bro.
Hey, you kids, what you doing? Come on over here.
We're going to Switzerland.
You guys look peaceful.
You guys have attitude, though, right?
We don't want you if you don't have attitude.
Nothing says peace like attitude. Fucking 90s. Fucking 90s.
Sometime before the power transfer, Rita had returned to Earth when Tommy made his debut as the White Ranger and fell into the hands of Bulk and Skull, but the Rangers sent her back into space. She later returns to the moon while the Rangers are in Australia, and with the help of Finster, she gets a special makeover to gain a younger and prettier face. She then uses a love potion on Zed, who is in a deep sleep during his centennial re-evilizer.
90s.
For fuck's sake.
90s!
Oh, God damn it.
And he falls in love with her when he wakes up. They get married and thus join forces to make an even more terrible threat for the Rangers, but not even this can prepare them for what is to come. So,
Bum bum bum.
dude, we kind of skipped over Bulk and Skull and how stupid they are.
Oh
Yeah.
God! See,
Like-
okay, that was one of the parts for me that when the few times that I did try to watch the Rangers, that was the part for me that was like, yep, I'm done. Like, I couldn't do it.
Bulk and Skull are like Pinky and the Brain if both dudes were Pinky.
Well, and the thing is, like, I mean, the show is pretty, like, it's pretty comedic in general. You don't need comic relief when there's comedy throughout. Like, I feel like that, you know, because then you just have to beat that by, 10 times more by making them 2 pinkies, and it just becomes so ridiculous.
There was an episode I remember watching recently of Kimberly was going to go fly one of those just normal planes with her uncle because her uncle is a pilot. And Bulk and Skull just happened to be at this airport just chilling.
Like you do.
So when her and her uncle are walking to the plane, they're, doing their comedic run and they're like, yo, Kimberly, can we come with you too? And she's like, no. But obviously the uncle is like, oh, they're your friends from school? And she's like, kinda. And he was just like, yeah, why don't you do it? They'll make a good trip for them. And they just immediately get in the plane.
I cannot count the number of times I was harassed by my bullies at my airport. Like,
Right?
happened all the time.
Made it even worse because they're
that is a
chilling
very
behind a
common
tree.
experience that we all can relate to.
Very relatable.
Can't tell you how many times I flew a plane, but like,
With my
whatever.
uncle.
No, with my uncle.
with bullies in tow trying to hitch a ride.
Hey, I did too. He just touched me in there. So.
No one can hear you scream at 30,000 feet.
And they did scream.
They did. They actually screamed so much they passed out.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right, on to season 3, which is from 1995 to 1996.
Rito Revolto, which is an absolutely stellar name.
90s.
Fucking 90s.
It's like
bro.
You've got alliteration as well as just random.
what is it on Joe Rogan's last Netflix special where he's talking about the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, and then he's like, but if that were to happen to like a guy, like you've got Harvina Weinstein.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how'd you get that car? Oh, I had to eat some pussies. Are you okay? Like,
What a great fucking special, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, that one's so good.
Here we go again. Rito Revolto, voiced by Bob Pappenbrook, Rita's skeletal brother, comes to Earth.
Skeletal brother.
Clack, 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 clack. I'm the skeletal brother.
What's poppin'?
My joints.
Pop and lock.
Rita and Rito. They got real creative there.
Fucking 90s.
This makes me think of the Ritos from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Why is it Revolto if they're brother and sister? Like, wouldn't his last name be Revolta too?
Instead of Repulsa.
Or Repulsa?
I want no
Yeah.
gay ass girl name. Put an O at the end of
It
that.
would have been Repulso. If
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Or even then, it should have just been Rito Repulsa.
I know that we're complaining about this show now, but we weren't podcasting back then,
That's
so we have to complain about it now.
Okay, so God damn it. Rito Revolto, voiced by Bob Pappenbrook, Rita's skeletal brother comes to Earth and, with the help of a group of monsters, destroys the Rangers' Thunder Zords and the Tiger Zord. As a result, the Dino Zords are also destroyed and the Power Coins are damaged beyond repair. Undaunted, the Power Rangers seek the aid of Ninjor. God damn.
Keep going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Ninjor. Totally normal name. Let's go.
I'm keeping all of this.
Totally normal name. I know a guy. I know a guy.
Yeah,
I know a
that's
guy
right.
at Gosner's. His name is
Hey,
Ninjor.
Ninjor!
Ninja.
No, Ninja is his sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking Christ! It fucking works though.
It does.
Revolto.
Revolt.
Jesus Christ. Okay, keep going.
Undaunted, the Power Rangers seek the aid of Ninjor, alleged creator of the Power Coins, who gives them new Ninja Coins, providing them with even more powerful Ninja Zords, which combine into the Ninja Megazord and the Falcon Zord. Yay!
Got it.
I almost lost it. Oh.
Brought
Okay.
it back. That's all that matters.
An Australian girl named Kat Hillard, played by Catherine Sutherland, moves to Angel Grove. She befriends Kimberly and displays an intense affection for Tommy. Later, it is found that Rita had captured Kat and put her under a powerful spell, giving her the ability to transform into a normal cat as well as a cat-like monster. Under
course.
this spell, she steals Kimberly's ninja coin, vastly weakening and nearly killing the Pink Ranger, whose life force, like that of the other Ninja Rangers, is connected to her ninja coin. It is during this time that the Rangers acquire their most powerful Zords ever, the Shogun Zords, which combine into the Shogun Megazord.
Which was, pretty badass.
Yeah,
It was huge.
Catherine Sutherland is the reason why I find Australian women.
Hot.
Yeah.
Also, this was pretty much like little kid days of our lives with the whole relationship of Tommy and
Oh,
Kimberly.
yeah.
It's such like so subtle, but you seeing it, and then Kat comes in, you're like, oh shit!
Did you ever
Going
get
down?
Did you ever get mad at Tommy and Kimberly? Like, no, she's fucking mine, dude. Like,
Right? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't touch her like
Yeah.
that, bro. Like, that's...
it's like Morgana and On in Persona.
Yeah.
What? Don't touch her, she's mine.
Yeah.
Eventually, Kat overcomes Rita's evil spell and returns Kimberly's ninja coin to her.
Sorry.
Here you go.
My bad.
I started to kill you, but whatever.
A short time thereafter, Kimberly gets a chance to pursue her personal athletic dreams. With Zordon's blessing, she leaves to train for the Pan-Global Games, choosing Kat to replace her as the Pink Ranger. Though her initial fear and hesitation keeps her from contributing fully to the fight against evil, Kat eventually becomes both comfortable and capable of fulfilling her duty as a ranger.
When you were reading that and it said personal athletic dreams, for a split second I saw personal pathetic dreams. I was like, well, that's fucking weird.
pathetic.
There's another drama thing right there. I clearly remember the episode where she was talking to Tommy and she was like, I got to go, man. And and what's killer is that they never like said it. They never like said we were a thing.
But they always, it was always really implied.
It was there. It
Always
was
implied.
there. Yeah.
So when she was leaving, Well, actually, that's way later down the road. Actually, she sends him a letter. She doesn't even tell him. She sends him a letter, and he reads it. And he's like, "Oh, dang, that kind of sucks." And what's even
you can't send a text back then.
Yeah.
no man. Well,
Sorry, dude.
What's even crazier is that there's like this fan theory because the whole Lord Draken stuff nowadays and their newer Power Ranger stuff. There was a theory that she wrote him that letter. Saying that there was someone else and stuff like that, but in reality there was nobody else, and she just had to get away from that stuff to pursue her dreams. And I was like, don't do that to my childhood self. Like, I can't do
Right? Fucking. Also, like, what kind of kids is this high school breeding? Like, you got kids going to Switzerland. You
in California, by the way.
Yeah, in California, of all places.
They're clearly kids with attitude.
Yeah, I guess, because like fucking kids are going.
Damn it! Don't forget the attitude.
And attitude apparently is
what gets you to the Geneva Peace
television
Conference.
speak for exorbitant wealth.
Yeah,
Like
that's what gets you to the
And
Peace
it's
Conference
funny,
in
'cause,
Geneva.
like, when we were watching the show, we didn't think like, hey,
that's
they don't look
plausible.
like high school students.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I was like, that's what a high school student looks like.
Yeah.
Like just they look like they're
you don't
25.
have that perspective. Like you
Yeah.
don't.
No, not at all.
You don't understand that. Yeah.
After several more battles, Zed and Rita are joined by Rita's father, Master Vile. Following his failed attempts to defeat the Rangers, he reverses time, turning the Rangers into powerless children.
Shut the fuck up and keep reading.
90s. These events culminate in the miniseries Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers and lead to the next incarnation of the franchise entitled Power Rangers Zeo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I gotta be honest here.
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Power Rangers.
You get the
It's on
fuck
Netflix,
outta
man.
here.
On
However-
Netflix.
I was obsessed with the 95 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
yeah.
I do.
oh, yeah.
That's the,
Obsessed.
Who saw it in theaters? Who saw it in theaters?
Not me.
Fuck.
No.
I saw that in theaters, man.
Dude,
I
I
was
saw
1 year old.
I saw the Mortal Kombat movie in theaters
That's bad.
at the movie theater that used to be the one
I
by the
think-
mall.
I think I still have that tape.
The
That-
VHS.
Yeah, the one.
You're talking about with Power.
Yeah, it has it's a white case, and it was that awful plasticky one where it's like
And they're all silhouetted
That's how they
across
all
the
were.
front.
Well, that's-
Yeah.
like half
that's a
their faces
VHS
are covered.
Case.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
that movie was fucking
except
rad.
unless it was
Dude,
the Sony one.
Yeah.
I wore the fuck out of that VHS. Like, I literally wore it out. Like, I watched it over and over and over again until I couldn't watch it anymore.
The kid,
Yeah, that
the
movie
kid
That was,
in that
it was
movie
like
wasn't.
it was your favorite porn.
It was.
It was the favorite.
What did you, assuming
You know, Zed. Yeah,
most of us,
Zed and
Oh,
Rita.
Zed really does it.
assuming most of us have seen it, the new movie, what did you think of that?
I
Did you
liked
see
it.
I really
I
liked it.
thought it
I
was
liked
great.
the new
Who
movie a
was
lot.
it? Was it you or was it you that said that they like had to work? Like they had to work.
It was
to
me.
No,
Yeah.
I loved that
Yeah,
aspect.
no, I
of
did
it.
too.
It was cool.
Because like I said, in the original show, they just got beamed there, and they're like, oh, we already know
Yeah,
everything
they're like,
now.
what the hell's that?
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy.
Well, and I feel like that's an effect of today's world of flipping coins. I think
Had
that's
some weight on it.
I think that's an effect.
Fucking hurt.
I think that's an effect of today's world where we have all of these superhero origin stories where people are having to go through and learn their powers and how to harness their abilities. And I think that you're not really going to see stuff like that.
I
that
remember
90s style.
the first
of just,
time that I
Here we
remember,
are.
I kind of remember the earliest thing I saw, like a hero with an origin story that kind of had to work for it was the first Christian Bale Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like when he's getting trained and he has to get out of the pit,
Yeah.
like out of the Lazarus pit. I'm like,
How's it going?
okay, like he isn't just all of a sudden Batman. Like most of the movie, he's not Batman, and I thought that was cool.
I think so too. How fitting was it that Bryan Cranston was Zordon?
Was
now
Zordon.
that we've read all
No,
of
it
this,
makes
Yeah. Right?
it makes it even 10 times better.
Yeah.
That movie was good.
that movie.
because I
was
I
good.
didn't know he was involved with it ever before that. And
Yeah,
so
neither did I.
I was like, oh well, I guess that's cool. I mean, it doesn't really matter who you have as a disembodied head,
Yeah.
in the first place. But all right, cool. Bryan Cranston's cool. But yeah, no, to know that there's like that huge history in
Yeah.
Not just
connection
with him
like that.
voicing, but naming Billy after him.
Yeah.
That
Holy
is
cow.
amazing. Which makes that Billy Cranston, Bryan Cranston joke even better.
The movie was good. The cameo was awesome with Tommy and Kimberly, a part of the crowd.
Oh yeah,
at the
when
very
they're
end.
at the end when they're watching everything.
Yeah,
And,
like the fight's all done, it's all good, yada yada, and then like everyone's looking at the Megazord, and then like it zooms in on Amy Jo Johnson and Jason Aaron Frank, and they're like, "Whoa!" and you're like, "Whoa!" Best thing ever.
I was in the movie. I don't know who I went to see it with, but I was in the movie and I just went. I went like this.
Just shake your hands vigorously.
So now, when did that come out?
Oh.
When did that come out? What year? Because I want to know, because that flipping cliffhanger at the end when they're all in detention, they're like, we have a new person in detention, his name is Tommy Oliver. And I'm like, 2017, so it was 2 years ago? Oh, please follow up on with the next movie with the Tommy.
Well, and those little things, those little tiny fan service things are so easy
Cherry
to
on
do, but they pay off so much.
Not to mention, I really liked who was it? Elizabeth Banks as Rita,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Oh.
great as Rita.
and
She was.
they like totally just took a different approach. to
Goldar
it.
as actually like gold
Yeah.
beloved monster.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
Whoever did not like that movie can
They
go
just
jump
it's
off
like
a
they
cliff.
took all the 90s logic and they crumpled it up and just were like, no,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna fly.
They
Yeah.
made it more serious, dude. They were like Rita's like, all right, hey, you gonna give me this or Billy dies, and they're like, we're gonna do it. They're not only like, oh, Billy's tied up to a tree. No,
Yeah.
the dude's they're in the harbor. Bam, the dude's
And like
gone.
they didn't just get beamed to Zordon, like they were exploring and they found it.
Yeah.
And they stumbled
Which, by the
into
way,
it.
fuck no, I would never jump down there. I'd be like,
no.
no. I like someone had to like who jumped first. I don't know. I saw they're like, yo, we're okay, we're good. Did you not hit anything down there, bruh? Oh, and when they played the theme song from the movie, from the Ivan Ooze movie,
Oh, that's rad.
dude, so good.
So that concludes our Power Rangers episode. Thank you, Brian, again for coming through. Your extensive knowledge is appreciated, and all this cool shit that's at our table is awesome.
And apologies to Bryan Cranston, we just don't have time for you today. Come back
Also,
another time.
We've got a patron, so we have to shout this patron out. She wanted to remain anonymous, so she's going by Harley Quinn. So thank you, Harley Quinn, for being one of our $10 patrons.
$10? Holy fuck!
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I thought we were only like $1-2.
Yeah,
Fuck dude.
No, she is one of our $10 patrons. She'll be receiving a sticker, the ringtone. She has access to our secret episode, and she'll be thanked on every episode. So thank you. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to continued support by you. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcourt Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcourtpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you want to find out if Rita Repulsa's boobs were actually cone-shaped, subscribe to our Patreon. Patreon.com/nerdcourtpodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to prizes and bonus content.
Bet you could ask Rita Repulso.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to believe they are.
I
think they're actual cones.
Yeah, I think so too.
With the nipples as the... Anyway,
Poking hazard.
it is.
Careful.
So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Simper.
I'm Bryan Draper.
Derek Reese.
And I'm Nick Lewis.
Laters on the Minjay.